Back to Warhammer Rogue Trader. Last time we met and saved, what's his name? Abel from the cultists up at the top, and we met with the lead monk here, and then he led us down here, and now we're dealing with Aurora, who is preparing to bomb the whole thing. And now I'm trying to stop her because this could not be, this is going to be terrible if she gets this to happen. I don't think I can, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how exactly to go about this, but I don't think I can. About another turn, okay, we gotta kill the tech priest. Got it.
But of course.
Okay, I can get a shot here. And then I'll voice a command you.
Just a minor setback.
Everyone, step aside. I won't object to it. For the throne's glory, your reckoning is due.
There you go. He's ready. Pesco will keep going down this line. Getting ready to take you on.
Running binary override. My vow is to serve. Request insignificant value.
Got one.
Is dead.
I will do my duty. Reduced to dust. I will take that easy.
As the Emperor
more
commands, I
movement.
act. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it.
I don't know if one does more. No.
Anything is? What an unfortunate turn of fate. Cover me!
You're going to assist.
Will do.
Okay.
Let's see how they respond to this. Nothing up. Not a problem for me.
Sure, I guess.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use. Let's see to it.
Then we will do this.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Activating calculated fury algorithm.
Cause you got brutal strike, flick bleeding, good.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running my net, I venerate you, machine spirits.
I think they got it.
Victory is... At your beck and call.
Each strike is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I'll take a shot at one of you guys. Which I guess is only you. Dang. We got it though. Mark him up, I guess.
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
Suits my purposes.
I won't object to it. I'm done with this one.
Okay.
The speed of desire condemns you. My vow is to serve.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. It will be done.
Rejoice in battle! I'll do it. This is my barricade.
Come on. Yes! Enough! You are powerless to halt the approach of what is to come. I see a crimson trail leading humanity to its doom. Yep. I see the glow of the final dawn, and that means existence has made its choice. Now you will see it too. An arc bursts forth from the broken control panel and strikes at Aurora's uncanny mask. Its metal heats up, smoke billows through the bars, and with a howl, the cultist collapses. The light is gone. Was that it? The final dawn? But why was it so different from what our teacher promised? You will pay for this. You... Bleh. Dead. Confirming purgation and termination. The heretic took her secrets with her. Pity. I said it would come as a shock to her, didn't I? Her eyes literally sparkled with astonishment. That said, my friends from behind the door won't calm down. They keep sneering and gawking as if the joke's on us and not her. A minute, please. I need no more than a minute. I'm gonna inspect the control panel damaged by Aurora. The cogitator is probably well beyond repair, but your attention is drawn away from the sacred machine and towards the dagger sticking out of its control panel. On closer inspection, it turns out to be a lavishly decorated handguard of a sword whose blade has been pried out. Its pommel is decorated with a strange adornment resembling an eye covered by a scaled lid. What remains of the blade has a blue sheen to it, the same tint as Kunrad's weapon during the mutiny on your void ship. This is no human-made object. It was grown from wraithbone, a material favored by the Eldari. Yeah, wraithbone is like a bone-like material where the Eldari, which show that Eldari are space elves, pretty cool, but they also birthed the Chaos God because they got a little weird. But yeah, the Eldari basically have the craft world ones anyway. I don't know about the Drukhari, but the Eldari have abilities to use the warp to change this bone-like material into whatever they want, whether it be a blade, a giant mech housing, even the big giant ships they live in. So it's pretty cool. As you lean over the shard, you suddenly hear a multitude of voices. They blend together, and individual words are distorted, as though they are mocking your attempts to grasp their meaning. The nagging whisper is like the burning red scratch of an unholy claw upon your mind. Take the sword. Yeah, I'm gonna toss the shards into depths. I'm not getting demonized. Hell no. As you touch the handguard, an otherworldly cold envelops your hand, only for a mere instant, as in the very next second you send the corrupted weapon flying into the shining abyss. The terrible wail of several dozen voices pierces your mind for a moment, only to turn into a deafening shriek and break off as a clap of electricity is heard somewhere beneath your feet. What was that? Did you think it is a good idea to throw something into the reactor? I'd refrain from such experiments if I were you. Rogue Trader, on behalf of the Holy Ordos, I thank you for your cooperation and release you from requisition. From this moment on, I am at your service. I am ready to come aboard your ship and head to Footfall as soon as you deem it possible. That is, if you don't have any other business in the system, in which case I am prepared to assist you in its prompt resolution. Remove her mask. It is firmly attached to the heretic's flesh. Her face is impossible to make out in the darkness behind the bars of her mask, but after peering at it for a little longer than necessary, you wonder for a moment you saw something move. Executing, let the Omnissiah given motive force flow and all obstacles in its path be eradicated. Miraculous fusion reactor.
None shall stand in my way.
Random bomb. It's crazy.
The Emperor.
Yes?
Look, we must act.
There you go. Every little bit counts, I guess.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Why we double check that? Stormtrooper? Stormtrooper? Is what's his name still good? Abel? I still need to know what this stupid thing is. He's still okay. There's nothing past there. All it said was something of humanity. Breakers. Trying to think. I still think it'd be Omnissiah. Because they like Omnissiah. I don't know. Key. Body? Reason. Okay. I'll take it, I guess. I don't want to brute force it, but it worked and it was fast. Verily so. A pilgrim who has learned our ways is worthy of the gifts of the enlightened.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
An arc rifle. Whenever the wielder hits a target with the arc rifle, they also attack all targets within 2 cells of the main target. So it also could hit enemies, or allies, I mean. And that grants a plus 15% crit hit chance to range attacks against enemies with less than 50% wounds left. At that point, it's overkill, but okay. We'll see if, what's his name wants to put that on. Where's it? Oh, there it is. 10 to 15. You lose a lot of the damage you could get, but you do get the chance to have it bounce around. I'll take it. That's his whole thing. And I might be able to increase it to do even more damage. Yeah, and this will help a lot with that. Because I think that'll spread too, won't it? We'll see. And then you like your axe, right? Bleeding. Omnissiah axes grant the wielder bonus to weapon skill for 15. I think it's just going to be better because it has the bleed and the bonus. Yeah, we'll just keep his axe on. I don't know why it can't load both. Come on. There you go. No, I want the Ripper Autopus, so I forgot. because it just has a crazy amount of rate of fire. We also got the eye thing. Range attacks, you don't do much range besides, I don't know if that lightning chain counts. What's his name? Yeah, heavy armor. Who has heavy armor? You do. 42. So this is just better. Congrats, you've been upgraded. No one else can wear heavy armor. It's heavy leather armor.
Follow my lead!
That's decent though. Okay, where's the exit? This way? Yeah, we'll see how this goes, that we killed the big bad, but now it's like, oh, I wasn't the big bad after all. There's another one. Plus there's the whole demon situation too. Which I'm actually surprised we haven't fought as many demons as we should have by now. We've only actually fought the one, which was because it came out of Idira when she did Perils of the Warp thing. And then one popped out when we did a lore on the Warp. And that was the Herald of Zinch. Hey, thanks for the help, guys. I think that's everything. Now we can go back to the ship and get these wounds and status effects off of us. Blech. When in doubt, save. If only it was that easy. Be like Life is Strange, you screw up a talk with somebody, so you just go back in time and be like, oh, I remember what to say right now.
Rogue Trader,
That'd help.
I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic Cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time. Unfortunately, my personal investigation has hit a dead end. I think I will have to call upon outside resources to continue the search.
I have something to confess. I discovered some kind of chaos artifact in the Cenobium's Gogitator, and I deemed it necessary to dispose of it.
What? All right. All right. At the very least, the object of corruption, if that is indeed what it was, has been destroyed. This is a satisfactory outcome.
Yeah, we don't want to mess with that, bro.
There is one more thing. The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree. Not without infelicities, but possibly well.
That's good though. Now we got a translator. Be honest, is this some kind of tracking device?
Certainly not. The Elucidator is such a rare and complex creation of the Omnissiah that neither I nor any of my colleagues would dream of compromising its integrity. If you wish, have your tech priests confirm that there are no listening devices inside.
What do you plan to do now?
I would like to offer my assistance in resolving your immediate problems. I am aware that the ship suffered considerable losses during the recent mutiny and was damaged by the cultists' actions, and you have lost many valuable officers as well.
That's one way to
You
put
are in a
it.
difficult situation. I am at your disposal.
What do you think will become of the electrodynamic cenobium?
It all depends on the electro priests who survived the attack. Fortunately for them, the cultists did not manage to seriously corrupt the holy site, partly thanks to the priesthood's efforts. Nevertheless, I would not be surprised if the local explorator fleet decides to audit and purge the damaged units once it hears about what has happened.
I must return to my duties. He's about to say something when he's interrupted by a sound on the box signal. Someone is trying to contact you.
Thank you for your time. Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your vessel.
Thank you. Congratulations on the victory, your lordship. The entire vessel was impatiently awaiting the news of your expedition's success. The rumors about you not simply saving the tech priest's monastery, but actually eliminating the source of the mutiny, are spreading like wildfire. The Vox transmissions from across the world speak of nothing else. Governor Medina is expecting you at his command center to discuss matters. We are ready to depart immediately. Just give the order. Before I do that, isn't there also a thing? Because I got new blood. Gotta get more. Okay, I guess that's probably what we're going to do. We gotta talk to the governor. Gotta scout out the planet. We gotta go to Odinathus 11. Also got since we have him, I guess we gotta go find Xavier Calcazar. According to satellites, one of the unidentified void ships circling the nearby star has landed on a large uninhabited world in the system. We're gonna have to look at that also. I think I rest. Just for a minute. Like, holy cow, we've been through a lot. Relax. And then let's talk to Pascal, my engine seer. This receptacle is deemed adequate for the execution of the cleaning protocol. Pascal, why have you cleaned into my bathtub? I have received an invitation to perform collective how do you say that word? Ablutions? Ablutions are impossible to perform without submerging into the bathing receptacle. You are leaking oil. That statement is true. The disposal of waste substances is an integral part of the cleaning protocol. Why are you taking a bath with your clothes on? It is prohibited to expose the true flesh in the presence of lay people. My raiment will not hinder the cleaning protocol. Will you not rust? No, the Omnissiah has granted the sacred chromium resistance to the plague of rust. Sure, stay. Get clean, I guess. Your presence does not inconvenience me in the slightest. This unit is grateful for the invitation. It will exit the receptacle upon completion of the cleaning protocol. How long will it take? The procedure will take 1 standard ship hour. Okay. He emits a satisfied binaric aria. I thank you for the invitation. This ablution will be recorded in the unit's archive of significant events. I'm happy he got a bath. Even our robot cyborg people have to relax once in a while. Okay, now it's time to check around the ship, see what's all new, because I bet there's tons of new stuff now that we did basically like the first big steps of stuff. To the bridge. Let's talk to Abelard.
Lord Captain. A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. As you wish, Lord Captain. As you wish. Of course.
Nothing. Okay. What about you? Have you heard anything? Well, you do nothing. Y'all do nothing. You sit around our ship and do nothing. Ay, ay, ay.
Greetings. Gladly, there are none more. Should any...
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations. I have enjoyed...
Jill. There's Heinrich's Denrock. I probably want to go do stuff. This, yes. Hide on there and sort it, please. We got so much fuel. That's insane. I can get rid of some of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do a little bit more for that. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last ship components, fuel. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Level 3. Pneumo boots. Using the charge ability costs 1 AP less, so I'll make it 1. Fire grenades. And we just gotta get our stuff up for the rest of this stuff. We get a great sword, noise suppression, flak chest with armor while not in cover, and parry. That's actually good for what's his name? Abelard. And metal alacrity. When the wearer targets an ally with the bring it down ability for the first time in combat, it gains an additional bone action point. I think that's the one that gives them 2 action points to do stuff. So pretty good stuff. Who wants these boots? Probably it's either Heinrich's or Abelard. Probably Abelard. Abelard does a lot for movement. Okay. Character. I'm gonna go upgrade Cassia because she's been falling behind a little bit. Target increased chance to hit on their next turn. Dodge on their next dodge test. And chance a success for the next resistant test. Pretty good. Deals damage to an enemy, must pass a willpower resistance test or become immobilized. navigator designates a square. The enemy closest to that square immediately moves 4 cells to it. Add 22 to willpower and toughness. Minus. Stunned or immobilized. I'm gonna do this one. It's between these two. I think this one. Yeah. Just make it so they basically become super powered. I think her willpower is higher. Yeah, it is than pretty much everything else. Maybe. Or should I advance your skills? I might need to. None of these. No. Do you not have... I guess it's a different thing then. It must not be a common talent. Gain armor. So that would give her a bunch of fellowship, which I don't know if that helps or not. Because I'm technically always there. Against the warp effects. So, I don't know if it does or not. I'll do... that. Make it so it doesn't affect the warp as much. Nope. Do you just not have it? Are you just already advanced? I'll do that. Commerce, persuasion, carouse, coercion, lore, awareness, lore of the warp. I'll take lore of the warp because she's second up for it. And means damage by this. Doop-a-doo. I don't think I have it again. Just gotta double check, but... does she even get it? She should have the thing that makes it, like, tear up her spells, but I guess not. I'll do that, and then... that. Boom. Everybody should be caught up. There you go. Okay. That was something. Let's talk to Heinrichs. Heinrichs looks at you intently. I know nothing about you, Heinrichs. Could you tell me about yourself?
I'm usually the one interested in the pasts of those around me, not the reverse. I come from a night world, Guizorn III. I belong to a branch of one of the noble houses until my exceptional abilities were discovered. After that, I was sent on a black ship to Holy Terra, where I was trained and I began my service for the glory of the Imperium.
Do you remember your home planet?
I do, but I have no ties to my homeworld now. None except my first name. I left Guizorn III when I was still a child. My family disowned me, stripping me of my family name. I was given a new one by those who trained me. Even for a noble, being branded a psyker is a mark of eternal shame. I experienced that firsthand before I was put on the black ship.
How did you discover your abilities?
Like many psykers unaware of their curse, I found out when a strong emotional reaction triggered an involuntary response. My great-aunt had a pet grink. One day, it bit me, and I boiled it from inside out. And when my great-aunt slapped me for what I'd done, I boiled her too.
Fair enough. Sorcerer's powers are true. Sorcerer's powers are truly dangerous. I hope you have mastered your abilities.
When I arrived
then.
on Holy Terra and was tested, I was found to be suitable material for becoming a sanctioned psyker, able to bend his curse to his own will. I can assure you that the adepts of the Astra Telepathica were right in their assessment.
Yeah, that's just the guys who find the psychers. It's like that Astra. Oh, what's it called? Or the Schola Progenium that finds kids and orphans and trains them for what they're going to be when they're older, whether it be a part of the Astra Militarum or a Space Marine or part of the Assassin's Guilds. This is for psychers. Tell me about the Black Ship.
Picture a vast prison ship filled with frightened, angry psychers who can't control their abilities and who have just lost their homes and their families. Some of them were children and adolescents like I was. Some were monstrous creatures who no longer had the right to be called human, or psychopaths who reveled in their impure powers. Once, when one of the miscreants broke free, those in command simply depressurized the bay and got rid of the culprit, along with the prisoners and crew tainted by him. But even after that, I heard the echo of inhuman suffering and terror that filled that part of the ship. It grieves me to recall that episode to this day.
You were sent to the Inquisition straight after training?
No. First, I was accorded the status of a psyker fit for service in the Imperial Guard, where I then spent several years. It was only afterward that I became an agent of the Golden Throne.
Okay. How long have you served the Inquisition?
Since the day of my initiation as an acolyte. So, decades. How many real years it's been, it's hard to say. When I return from a journey through the warp, I often discover that much more or much less time has passed in real space.
You visited many worlds during your service, I wager.
Indeed. I have visited many of the places brought to the Emperor's light, and those sullied by the filth of the arch-enemy. In truth, even after all these years spent visiting the various corners of the Imperium and looking beyond its borders, I still consider the Segmentum Solar to be the greatest of all humanity's bastions. Nothing compares to the majesty of Holy Terra, the might of Mars, the grandeur of the Segment's other worlds.
What duties have you been carrying out for the Inquisitor?
You can't really be expecting me to answer that question, can you?
Okay, geez. For someone who's been in service for decades, you certainly look young. That's true.
The first step for biomancers such as myself is to take control of the processes of their own body, including aging. I've endured innumerable hazards in my work. If I allowed every trace of them to remain, I would look completely different today. Gladly.
You're not the Inquisitor's only acolyte, correct?
Of course not. The Lord Inquisitor's entourage comprises dozens of people. The best of the best. Experts in various fields and disciplines. Some of them I know personally. Others I have never met. To be honest, I'm not even certain that the people I know are still alive. I used to work with other acolytes of the Lord Inquisitor, but in the Coronis Expanse, I have been working alone.
Okay. Wandering among the stars without family or friends, don't you get lonely?
I rarely have the time or the opportunity to think about it.
If you're an interrogator, does that mean you hold a special position in the retinue?
We are not a retinue. We are acolytes. As for your question, I am closer than anyone else to the one I call my personal teacher. The Lord Inquisitor deemed me worthy of undertaking the most important and sensitive tasks requiring the attention of agents of the Golden Throne.
Are there other acolytes here? After several seconds of silence, you realize that you'll be not getting an answer.
Such
okay,
as?
bro. What can you do as a psyker?
The Lord Inquisitor was most insistent that I master the discipline of Santic Demonology. I use my faith and my power to crush the enemies of the Imperium. Servants of Chaos tremble at the sound of the Emperor's name, uttered by my lips. I am also a skilled biomancer. I can manipulate bodily processes. Sometimes I resort to those skills in the course of my work, when it is necessary to make the subject of an interrogation more cooperative.
Okay. I wonder where, what's his name is. Oh, there he is. Pascal!
The young Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
I want to know the truth
The
about you.
request is approved. I did conceal certain information.
Such a cool voice.
I was a student of Archmagos Amanat, but I committed an act of betrayal after he deviated from sacred dogma.
What did he do?
He fell into schism and challenged the sacred boundaries of knowledge. The blessed Amanat claimed the limits of what is permitted must be expanded, because by refusing to explore certain law, we find ourselves in contempt of the seventh universal law. Comprehension is the key to all things. My mentor put forth a thesis claiming that we have stagnated, that ritual is now nothing but a cage for souls and forced worship of the Omnissiah. He sought to break the cycle of mindless repetition because he saw the inevitable demise of our faith and all humanity at the end of it.
Certain aspects of the Imperium have indeed ossified. His argument sounds reasonable. That seems like a theological argument, not a political one.
Even those who have ascended to the Omnissiah's wisdom still bear the seed of imperfection born of their flesh. But the ambitions of individuals mean little when we discuss ritual and belief. Knowledge is divine, and any argument as to how it must be reached is an argument of ritual and belief.
How did you betray Armanat?
The teachings of the blessed Amanat spread, and word of it reached the conclave of the Cognizance fleet. They recognized his teachings as tech heresy. Many tech priests suddenly vanished or were subjected to servo penance for minor transgressions. The students of Amanat, whose number included many enlightened and respected tech priests, resisted. My prognosis showed that our most likely future was a schism and a fratricidal war that would destroy the Cognizance fleet. That was when I headed to the Conclave. I confessed and handed the information about my mentor's research over to the Conclave. Brazen and thematic studies of the Forbidden Law. The Conclave could use that data to summon Archmagos Amanat to stand trial and compel him to repent on pain of excommunicate traitoris. His subsequent fate is unknown to me.
That was rather callous of you. I guess you really do have a heart of metal.
This statement is true. However, I took this step out of loyalty to my mentor. He rejected caution and was leading us to a blasphemous war where he would become the first and most important victim. I did not want to witness his destruction and tried to force him to submit. I wanted to return to my mentor and share his fate, but the Conclave found me repentant and sent me to the station Altar Templum Calixis X-17, where I was to atone for my previous transgressions.
You're as good as at finding excuses as you are at technology.
This statement is false. I, Pascal Hahnemann, fully accept responsibility for my profane acts and betraying the trust of my esteemed mentor.
So why go to Rykad Minoris?
I was summoned there by a message that was encrypted with the Blessed Amanat's personal code, and could be interpreted in several ways. One thing was certain. We were in danger, and I had to go to Rykad Minoris.
Alright, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Next time we'll finish his dialogue. Check out the Blurso ship quickly, see if anything changed besides the freight line. I don't know if anything will change on there. But, yeah, and then we'll see what goes on. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.